Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. In today's DIY, I'll be using some of these new mirrors from Dollar Tree. We are going to start out with 4 of these. So to get started, the first thing we're going to do is start gluing these babies together. Okay, so this is the shape that I want. I'm going to use some of my Gorilla Glue along with some hot glue. So I'm just going to put some right here wherever it touches. And now add some glue here and here. So this is what we have so far. So now I'm going to allow this to set up for about an hour. Then I'll come back and flip it over and move on to the next. Okay guys, so it's been about an hour. But I still want to be careful with this, so what I'm going to do is put this piece that I still will have to finish in the later DIY right on top, and I'm going to use it to help me flip this over. Now I'm going to take some tower blocks. I'm going to take 2 of the tower blocks and glue them on because I'm going to use them to hang my mirror. I'm going to glue one here, here. And I'm not going to bother about moving the labels, just glue them down. A little bit of hot glue. Okay, so the next step is completely optional. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to glue this mirror right in the center, but I need to turn it a certain way to make sure that it covers all the openings. So it's going to have to go that way. I'm going to put some glue here, right on top. Again, this is optional. I'm not using any hot glue for this part. Again, I'll take my mirror and turn it. This is to make sure that it covers all those spaces. And now I'll take 4 more blocks and glue them to each side to stabilize it, to make sure that it stays in place. Okay, now reinforce it with some hot glue. So now I'll let the glue set up for about 2 hours. Then I'll come back and add some sawtooth hooks to it. And here's the completed look for DIY number 1. I think it turned out really pretty. It is perfect for small spaces. As you can see, I hung this one up in my bathroom. And let's not forget that it was super fast, easy, and inexpensive to make. Comment below if this mirror is something that you would make. Moving on to the next DIY, I'm going to use 1 of these Dollar Tree mirrors this time around. We'll also need 6 tower blocks, and I'm going to use this Crafter's floral foam from Hobby Lobby, but you can also use the one from Dollar Tree. The Dollar Tree comes 2 to a pack. This one is a little bit larger, as you can see. I'm going to measure and cut this directly in half. Okay, so I have one of these hand sanding blocks from Dollar Tree. I'm going to use that just to smooth this out. And that's super easy to do. You just hold the foam. So the next thing I'm going to do is glue some of my blocks onto the back of here. I'm going to glue them together and then stack them like that. I'll take a little bit of my Gorilla Glue. You can also use wood glue. Some hot glue. Glue these 2 blocks together. So now we have our 3 blocks, and now what I want to do is just go ahead and glue these on to my foam. I'm going to try the Gorilla Glue. It might eat away at the foam, but let's give it a try. Okay, and this is what we have. So I'm going to allow this to dry. Once it dries, I'll come back and move on to the next one. Okay guys, I'm back and this is what we have now. It's glued on there really tight. So now I'm going to take some silver acrylic paint and I'm going to paint on top of the blocks, on the side of the blocks, and on the bottom of the blocks. So now I'm going to let this dry and then come back. Okay, next up I have some of this larger mirror towel that I found at Hobby Lobby. And as you can see, it was only $5.49. And you get quite a few sheets in here. So I'm going to go ahead and take one of these sheets. And I want to put it on the front of here. So I'm going to measure. It's going to take 3 rows. Then I have this mirror adhesive sheet. So what I'm going to do is flip this over on this side. And then I'm going to line it up. So I'm going to do it this way, so it'll be easier for me. Line it up, and then I'm going to take an ink pen and just trace around it. And now I'll cut that out. Now I'm going to do the same thing for this side. This is V. Okay, just like that. So now I'm going to put on the glove. So now I'm going to take this outside and use some of my spray adhesive on the top, bottom, and along the front. All right, so I'll do that and then come right back. Although it has adhesive on the back of the mirror towel, it still needed that extra adhesive to hold on to this foam. This is side A, so we're going to take this piece. Now we're going to take side B and put it on this side. Now I painted the block silver because they were blonde, and just in case you could see it, I didn't want the blonde to show through. I think the silver would blend in better with the mirror towel. Now this mirror towel is too big to cover this part. I'm going to take 1 row of this mirror towel and put it on each side. Alright, so here's our mirror, and what I'm going to do is glue it right here at the bottom as far as it will go. So I'm going to take some of my Gorilla Glue and put it on here. A little bit of hot glue, not a whole lot. And then put this right at the bottom. Now I'm going to add some masking tape to it to help hold it down while the glue sets up, okay? And this is what we have so far. So I'm going to allow the glue to set up. Once it sets up, I'll call it a sconce, but it's more of a wall shelf. But you can add lights to it. You can add a solar light to it or a candle and make it a wall sconce. So what I'm going to do now is take some of my larger pieces of tile and put them right around the outside of my shelf. I'm going to start right here at the bottom. Okay, just like that. All the way around. Isn't that gorgeous? Alright, so now I'll go ahead and clean this up, put it on display and let you all see what it looks like. And here's my completed wall shelf. And it's a cute little display shelf for small trinkets. And as you see here, it can also double as a wall sconce. I added one of these cute little small solar lights from Dollar Tree to light it up. Okay guys, so for the final DIY, you will need 16 of these mirrors. Now I was lucky enough to find the box. It actually had 23 mirrors, but one was broken. So I ended up buying 22 mirrors, and 22 mirrors is enough for me to do all 3 of my DIYs. Okay, again, for this DIY, you will need 16 of these mirrors. For this DIY, I'm using more of the tempered hardboard. Now, as for foam board, it's not an option. After completing this mirror, I would suggest using a stronger board than the one that I use. And it was only $6.99 at Home Depot. And this is what I have left over. So what I did, I lined up all my mirrors on my board. So let's try 4. But here's my board. This is what I did. I made sure that the decorative edges on the mirror extended past the board so that the decorative edges would show better. And then I lined them all up. I lined up all 16 mirrors. I'm only gonna line up 8 here just so I can show you what I did. I took a pen, I have a marker here, and I just went right inside here just to mark it off because that's the space I want to do something with. Once I did it, I had 9 spaces, okay? I'm going to flip this over. I spray painted each spot silver, just like this. So now when I line up my mirrors, the open spot will be silver. So I'm gonna go ahead and start gluing these together. Okay guys, so let's back this up for a minute. The way that I did it, it might be difficult for you to glue your mirrors that way. So let's back it up and let me show you what you need to do. Before you lay your mirrors out and glue them to your board, you need to add some tower blocks to the back of each one of your mirrors. And the reason being is because you only have this really thin surface here to glue down to the mirror, and you actually need more surface to glue to your board. So in order to create more surface, you need to glue down some tower blocks. So when you glue them down, use some hot glue and some strong adhesive. So you could glue one here, and then one here, and one here. You want to glue them close together, just like that. Okay? I'm gonna go ahead and start gluing these together. I'm going to use a little bit of hot glue. And now for the next one, I'm going to put glue here and here. So now I'm going to reinforce these with some tape. I'll do the other 8 off camera, let them set up overnight, then I'll come back and finish the DIY. Okay guys, welcome back to the very next day. All my mirrors have set up on top of the board that I purchased from Home Depot, and it's pretty solid. So all I need to do is just add my accents to it and put some hooks on the back, and then we can hang it on the wall. As you can see, I have my ring light reflecting. Let me see if I can find something to stop some of that reflecting. Alright, so the next thing I'm going to do is accent these spaces with some of these tiny little diamond gems from Dollar Tree. You've probably seen these before. I'll leave the SKU in the description. They also come in green, blue, and pink. Okay, so choose whatever color you like. Here I already have one that's open. So what I'm going to do is fill these open spaces with some of my gems. And I'm going to use some of my UV resin for the adhesive. You can also use some Gorilla Glue or whatever glue you prefer, but don't use hot glue. So I'm just going to use some of my UV resin, and I'll link this below. I picked this up at Amazon. They have some really good prices on it. And this is my new go-to thing. I really love how fast it cures and it holds really good. And now I'll just take my gems and just put some in there. Try to make sure you get them in the corner. Take like a popsicle stick and move them around if you need to. So now I'm going to take my UV flashlight and cure it. Now more than likely all of these will not stick. If you have any open spaces, you can always go back in and add a little bit of the UV resin and put a gem right on top of it and set it. It's that simple. Now go to the next set. Check it, remove any loose stones. Alright, so that's good. So what I'm going to do is continue to fill the rest of the holes. I think I'll trim the outside with some mirror towel, but once that's done, I'll go ahead and put the hooks on the back and hang it on the wall and let you guys see what it looks like. And here's my completed wall mirror. And you just saw a preview of it in DIY number 2. And as you can see, they make the perfect combination. So if you are in the market for a large, inexpensive wall mirror, please consider making this one because it turned out absolutely stunning and it'll save you lots of money. Comment below if you plan on recreating this mirror. Okay, question of the day. Would you rather be president for 2 days or royalty for a week, and why? Okay everyone, this concludes my video. I hope that you enjoyed it, and if you did, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Thanks so much for watching.